Day 3 of the DNC wrapped up late last night, and in case you missed it, it was an explosive event. Dozens of speaker events, lots of musicians, and the second former president to give a speech, and finally the vice presidential nomination acceptance from Tim Walz. So there was a lot going on last night. If Monday was a farewell to Biden and a formal introduction to the new face of the party, and Tuesday was a night of attacks displaying the disagreements with the GOP and their candidates, then last night, Wednesday, was the day that the Democrats showed us their message of hope for the future and normalcy in politics. Last night was packed with dozens of speakers such as Oprah, who discussed the historical significance of this election and Harris's potential presidency. President Bill Clinton spoke about how different politics have become over the years, especially thanks to Trump. His speech included several digs, of course, with him joking about how most of the respect that the Trump administration got from around the world was from dictatorships and traditional enemies. We also took an emotional turn last night as we got to hear from the family of an American Israeli who was taken hostage by Hamas last year. This contrasts with the continued reports of pro-Palestine protests occurring around the convention. In general, the Democrats' message has been one of peace, seeking to bring hostages back to Israel and other nations and end the killings. We at Issue Addict are interested to see if any hard stances will be taken on what peace between Israel and Palestine should look like, especially now as the Biden administration is working to get Hamas to agree to possible ceasefire terms. Returning to the convention, the biggest event of last night was Tim Walz taking the stage. He has been in and out of the convention the past few days and, more impressively, has been all over the country the past few weeks. Walz entered the race later than Kamala Harris, and honestly, he is probably one of the most last-minute candidates to join a ticket, just a few weeks before his nomination this week. Combining this with the fact that many across the nation are still indicating a lack of familiarity with Harris herself. Walz has embarked on a campaign like no other, traveling all across the Midwest, following Harris as she hits swing states, but also branching out to host his own rallies as well. And even on his own, Walz isn't just drawing these small tiny groups like JD Vance is, no, Walz, unknown until less than a month ago, drew several thousand in a crowd in Omaha. And while there, Walz discussed Harris's support for abortion rights and protecting Social Security benefits. He also threw out plenty of attacks of his own, calling out Republicans for falsely suing Dowd in the electoral process and saying that Republicans are super concerned with our bedrooms and exam rooms and libraries, according to the AP. After meeting up with Harris again for a rally in Wisconsin during the DNC delegate count, Walz finally took a break and spoke at the convention last night. Walz took the stage to a thunderous applause in an emotional speaking event, which saw him not only being announced to the stage by a former student, but also joined in front by thousands of members of his former championship football team from when he was a school coach. And the tears really began to flow when Walz spoke on abortion access and the struggles that he and his family had with fertility testing. Turning to his own 2 children, Walz described a message of hope for Americans looking for reproductive freedom and an escape from oppressive laws. And this wasn't just metaphorical. Walz's daughter, born with the help of fertility assistants, is named Hope, and the nation got to see the camera pan over to the governor's family cheering on their father and husband. The meteoric rise of Tim Walz is thanks in big part to him being one of the most human, down-to-earth politicians that we have ever seen. A family man, football coach, teacher, outsider politician, and Midwestern flannel-wearing hero. Walz has captivated the nation quickly and is working constantly to whip up the support across the nation. As he continues to say, there are less than 100 days until the election, and there is still plenty of work to do. As this campaign continues, we cannot wait to see more of Governor Walz and Vice President Harris. And as always, we will continue to update you as new stuff comes out, so be sure to leave a like and subscribe to help keep the Issue Addict going.